We are back for another big episode of Group Chat. What do we got? We first have to talk about the big race that everyone's buzzing about.
The biggest race in the world.
Biggest race in the world. And then we talk about a little other physical event that's happening across the pond in Tokyo, the Olympics. Some may say the Grand Running Club race might have more viewers.
Very possible.
It's very possible. And then we get into all things happening in technology. Snapchat.
Snapchat is on fire.
It's on fire. And more importantly, we get into the mind of a Snapchat user. And we realize...
we don't understand it.
We have no idea why Jason uses it. But he explains why.
Tries to explain why.
Tries to explain why, which I think is a horseshit reason. But you guys can decide for yourself if you think the way Jason uses Snapchat is correct. And then, to end the episode, hard seltzer. Is it coming to a hard stop?
Let's see.
Ooh.
Wow. Good segue.
Wow. Like that. All right, let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
All right, we are fresh off of the biggest race of the year, and probably actually the only race of the year. I was just thinking about it. In America, has there been, at least on the West Coast, I'm sure Florida had their marathon as usual, but on the West Coast, it was the first race of the year. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Yeah, there was no LA Marathon.
There's no LA Marathon. There wasn't the Rock and Rolls or any of those.
San Diego.
So we pretty much broke barriers.
Records.
Record
number of racers.
Record number of racers. Anything over 0 was a win.
Yeah.
So this past weekend, we had our Grand Running Club 5K, 10K, and half marathon. It was a virtual race, but if you lived in LA or were so happened to come down to LA, a group of us met in Santa Monica, California, and it was awesome. We had a little overcast, which was, thank God, because I was not ready to run in the heat. And, Jason and Jordan at the office were very helpful in setting it all up. We got there in the morning, and it was fun just running with a group of people. We do it every weekend at the Run Club, which was awesome, but just there was a lot of new faces. And then, so there was a half marathon crew, the 5K and the 10K. And then afterwards, we got catering done by a Mexican restaurant, I think. And they literally did it in the middle of the beach.
That was really cool.
That was great. So good work on that, Jason. And, we had some beverages. We won't discuss what kind of beverages, but there was beverages there. We had tent set up. It was an amazing experience and really fun just to get people together, which now gives me, hopeful that once all of this is over, I can do a proper one and try to get like thousands of people to come out and run. And I got DM'd and tagged in so many pictures and videos all over the world of people running the race. Amazing. People got the merch. If you haven't got it, you'll get it any day now. And then we're going to start emailing discounts for all the brands for everyone that ran, just as like a thank you. But it's great. You ran the 5K?
I ran the 5K. I have a great story.
Okay.
So I think in the group of, my group was probably 20 people.
Yeah.
Because everyone kind of started different times.
Yeah.
Some people did their own thing and showed up at the end or whatnot.
Yeah.
So I started running and I was like, you know what? I'm going to push it. I'm gonna go for this.
Yeah.
I want to win this race.
Yeah.
So
amongst your 20.
Amongst my 20.
Okay.
I sized up my group and I was like, I think I got this. And I'm probably 15 years older than the average person, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But I run a lot. And I've been running my whole life. So I was like, I'm gonna go for this. So I'm leading the pack by a decent amount.
Yeah.
For the first 1.55 miles, right? Because it's 3.1, 5K.
Yeah.
So on the turn, coming back, I feel pretty comfortable. I don't see anyone near me. I was like, oh, this is great. And I start picking up the pace a little bit. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna really push it. And then these two 24-year-old kids, Levi who is from Seattle. I think he comes to the
He's come to the Seattle Run Club a bunch.
Clubs.
He's come to LA.
He's come to LA, and his boy, who's from Santa Barbara, I forget his name.
They're tall as shit too.
They look like volleyball players.
Yeah.
Right? They're like 6'3", 6'4", in perfect shape. I start seeing them come on my tail, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
These two guys, I know what they're doing. They're trying to beat me.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to just finish the race.
Yeah.
So then the last like quarter mile, I pick it up.
Yeah.
I start running faster. And I would say the last 300 yards, they caught me. And I was just like, I can't run any faster. I literally physically can't run faster. And so they passed me. And then I yell at them. I was like, all right, you caught me. You better sprint now.
Yeah.
You better really finish it. And then they just booked it. And then smoked me.
Oh my God.
So it was fun. I had a good time.
It's funny is I think I had a group about, 20 that did the half marathon. And I finished dead last in my crew. And there was plenty of people older than me. There's plenty of people younger than me. But it's insane. Like people who run really, really just run. They're just fast.
Yeah, no, I mean, I literally hit my physical. It was like crazy. Like I literally hit my physical limitations the last like 300 yards. Like I physically can't run any faster.
Oh,
I wanted to.
Yeah.
I just was like, I can't.
Yeah, and I think the thing about these races that people don't understand, like especially if you've never done a 5K or a 10K or half marathon, as long as you don't go in there trying to it's about time, it's really just about completion.
Yeah.
It is such a fun experience. Like the pace I run at it, I am enjoying it, I'm smiling, I'm happy. I can run faster, but I don't know if I'll feel good after I run faster. And I think a lot of people are so intimidated by it. You can walk a 5K, a 10K, or even a half marathon. There are people that walked it over the weekend. Look, my goal really, I'm not trying to get people to be marathon competitive racers. I just want people to run their first mile.
Just get active, right?
Yeah, because you get that first mile and you're able to run 1 mile. It is such a good feeling. I remember the day I could run. I could not run a mile growing up. No way.
Yeah.
No way growing up I could run a mile. I don't think I could run a mile till I was like 29 years old, 28 years old. It was the first time I ran a mile continuously.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't run. Never ran.
Interesting.
I mean, we played sports so actively growing up and like whatever. I could play for hours, basketball, tennis, whatever it was. But like we didn't have to run a mile.
And the one thing about running, which I love about it, is it's very different than like a 1 hour workout class because you're like doing reps and this and that. So you're not like just like doing one thing. So when you're running, you actually can just think on your own, or you can listen to a podcast, you can listen to music. But it's like literally the last thing I feel like you can do where it's uninterrupted silence and it's just you.
Oh yeah, that's the best part about it. Although when you run these races, it's nice to have someone to run with.
Mm-hmm.
No one ran with me. I was running by myself for the entire 2 hours and 15
I just saw you going back and forth.
Yeah.
What was your course? Because I saw you running one way and then I saw you running the other way.
We started in Santa Monica near the pier, ran to Venice, the end of the boardwalk, and then ran all the way to the other side, end of the boardwalk, and come back.
Yeah.
And so it was, I mean, you had to go. You get 13.1 miles. What's funny was I wasn't planning on listening to music. I never listen to music usually when I run. Finally, I was like, I got a little tired because I was just by myself. So I hit play on my Apple Music and I had downloaded this set from Avicii, Tomorrowland, 2011.
I remember that.
It was such an epic set. I remember listening to it and I started playing it and it was incredible. And so.
But at no point were you struggling?
No.
You cruised through it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, I run at my pace. Like I can't run slower. I can't run faster. That's my pace.
Got it.
But it was awesome. I really hope you all come out and run the next one, whether it's the 75-mile challenge, 5K, 10K. I mean, it feels great to finish a race. You just feel good. And you get to meet all these interesting people. And especially at a race like that, like, I don't know, it was like 75 people that came out and it was pretty mellow and everyone got to talk and meet each other. It's fun.
And you know, the other interesting dynamic, and it happens actually with friends of mine that I haven't seen in a while that listen to the podcast, they know everything about us.
Yeah.
And like,
You're not out and about like I am.
Yeah.
So you don't run into people that listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so I know you see all these guys and girls every Saturday, so you
Yeah.
have like a relationship with them.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like I show up and like I
Yeah.
could tell they know literally everything about me
Yeah.
because of this podcast. We actually are very upfront and tell our whole lives on this podcast. So
Yes.
it's just funny. And it happens with like old friends of mine that are like, we go to dinner and they're like, I know everything that's going on in your life. Let me tell you
But what's going on in my life?
It's like, great. I don't have to say anything.
Well, I also don't want to forget a very important part. I had asked Jason to do the mile markers earlier in the week. It's 5K, 10K, half marathon. And I actually went and ran it all myself because I'm just, I would be annoyed
Mhm.
if I didn't have the right thing. So the 5K, 10K we did. Half marathon, I told young Jason over here, it's the dead end.
Mhm.
But he insisted it was not. We go run it. Obviously, I finally get to the point. I think it was the 9th mile. I was like, yo, this is the wrong thing.
Was it longer or shorter?
Shorter. But he was convinced it was shorter or longer. And he had a bike that I had him go out and chalk everything up. But, lesson learned. You got to triple check your math, right, Jason?
Yeah, I used Map My Run, and according to Map My Run, that was the correct marker right at that point. So
I
was
don't
like,
trust technology.
So
It's all
how'd
bullshit.
you measure it?
I went and ran it
No, but like, how do you know you're at
with my Nike thing. He used an app that helps you pre-map your run.
Oh, and you're saying yours actually tracked how far you ran.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
It's great. Well, everyone who raced, congratulations on completing it. It's an incredible accomplishment. We're going to have more races to come and just get active. Like, it's not that hard. I like running because there's no like barrier. You don't need a bike. You don't need anything. You just
Yeah.
need shoes.
I think like one thing that I've learned in life, at least for me, is you wake up, you're a little groggy,
Yeah.
you're just down about something. You go get a sweat in, you feel so much better.
So much better. And I get it. Not everyone can afford a $35 class every single day.
Yeah, everyone can just get outside and run.
Yeah, and actually the best, if you ever read this book, Born to Run, the best runners in the world don't wear shoes.
Right.
So
Because their feet, yeah. It's
if you
amazing
can't
sight.
even afford shoes, you can still go run.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that actually have ran the marathon. I've ran next to them. No shoes the entire marathon.
I mean, remember when you had to come to Mav school for me to sign something?
Yeah.
I wanted to like get a sweat in. I just started running.
Yeah.
It was like, I didn't even know. I mean, it was just
You
like
can run in
random
any neighborhood. Yeah. When I travel, I used to run any city, any place.
And I just came back and I was
Yeah.
drenched in sweat. I felt great.
The one place where I did try to run was not a pleasant experience, Mumbai. That was dangerous.
I've never ran in Mumbai. I don't recommend it either.
No, I tried to go run on the street. I was like, holy shit.
Between the pollution, traffic, and people everywhere in the streets, it's not safe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, like I said, congratulations to everyone, and please join us on the next race. On to some interesting news. So this weekend was highly anticipated for music. The main reason being Mr. Kanye West had a huge listening party in Atlanta where he wore this whole like red outfit. Looks like it's a Gap Yeezy situation with his ski mask or some sort of netted garment on his head. With the idea the album was going to come out Thursday night. Thursday night came. At 9:00, I go hit Spotify, Apple Music. I thought maybe it's an Apple Music exclusive. I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Friday morning, I wake up. I don't see it. So I kind of lost interest. Check Saturday. Not happening. Saturday night, I started seeing some tweets. Album rumored to be released August 6th. Consequence, I guess his old school, I think his writing partner or whatever, some way involved in his music, said, we're dropping it August 6th. The same day Drake is dropping his album. What are you doing?
And why is he living at the Falcon Stadium? Did you see that?
I did like his videos at the Atlanta FC
United
game
game, yeah, it was
by
great.
himself. Looked like he was at the soccer game by himself. He is a sports fan.
He was in the fan section.
Yes.
Like in the middle of it.
I don't think he had security. I think he just pulled up. I think he was there from the night before, and he just like, fuck it, I can go watch.
No,
this.
he's living at the stadium.
Oh, he is living there.
No, that's confirmed.
Okay.
He's living at the stadium. They've made a studio space for him, and he's finishing the album. So the album was fully played
Yes.
at the event. So you think he's just A/B testing, like what worked, what didn't work, what I didn't get a big enough cheer for, or was this all just to go head to head with Drake?
I don't think it was all to go head to head. You thought if he was that calculated, why didn't you do it the week of and surprise Drake? Now you gave Drake 2-week heads up.
Do you think Drake moves his date? Because the stakes these guys are at, you're talking about, the biggest acts in the world.
Someone
losing
it's big.
Is a big deal.
Ooh, if I'm Drake, I can't move it. I'm the biggest artist in the world. I can't. Stream-wise,
Yeah,
that's going to be a big heavyweight
and
competition.
so he went fully off the full ski mask to just leggings on his face, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if you noticed at Rolling Loud, ski masks were big.
A$AP
Leggings,
Rocky.
ski masks. What?
A$AP Rocky, mask.
Everyone.
Travis, mask.
Yeah. I personally think they're doing it because of the Delta. This is their cool way of being like, I ain't getting this shit.
I don't think so.
I think
they're just trying to be
Kanye's
cool.
wearing it because of Delta.
My friend gave me a sticker with a ski mask on it the other day.
Really?
They're just in.
Ski
Ski
mask?
masks are in. Remember, I told you the Rolling Loud dude showed up at Poppy with the ski mask like a month ago.
In the summer.
Yes. Has nothing to do with the Delta
Or skiing.
or skiing.
I mean, I think from a music perspective, it's pretty big deal.
You have to be really famous to wear a ski mask. You can't just be like an average person wearing
What
a
about
ski
Criminal?
mask. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's just bizarre.
I don't know. I enjoy it. I like the ski mask look.
Okay.
But I also am excited about seeing if these two artists are going to go head to head.
How funny is it that he just lives at the stadium and is like, I'll catch a soccer game.
Yeah. What are you guys doing tonight? I'm just going to go downstairs and watch a game. I mean, he's such an interesting person. Like the way he
And
operates.
Kim showed up, right?
Yes,
to the
Kim showed
listening
up.
session with the kids?
Yeah.
What's that about?
PR. It's good business. Chris probably said you should go. That was what were the two big highlights of that? That he did it and Kim was there.
Right. Yeah, it was a good look for her.
Yeah, it was a good look. I'm supporting my man.
I'm taking my kids to see their father's work.
Yes.
Right? That's the story.
That's good. I'm heartwarmed by that story.
And then go release some like nonviolent criminals on the way out
Yeah.
in Atlanta.
Nuclear family. That's what they are. So that was really interesting. And then Rolling Loud happened in Miami this weekend. It got off to a slow start because we did see that one of the stages collapsed just hours or the day before it was supposed to go on. But it looks like the concert has gone out without any issues. I'm sure it's hot as shit there. So we'll have to see all the feedback. I have a bunch of friends that went. I'm sure we'll hear how it went. I mean, I'm sure the kids, I saw the Travis Scott video. They're going ape shit. Like, It's just madness.
Madness. Everything you saw on Instagram, looked insane.
Yeah.
Like Little Baby performed. Everyone from all the artists were out and about. Everything was slammed.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Ash from Run Club was telling me he knows some rich guys from Miami. He said the crime is out of control. And he's like, these are conservative rich guys from Miami that moved to Beverly Hills.
Wow.
Because they're just like, it's too much Miami.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, and we'll talk about Florida in a second, every wealthy person I know in Miami that was like a transplant, they're either in the Hamptons or they're in LA.
Yeah, you can't be there right now.
It's just like, it's really going to be
Because the weather fluctuations are insanity in the summer in Miami.
Yeah.
Like it goes from hurricane
Yeah.
to like sun
Yeah.
to hurricane
Yeah.
to sun. I mean, it is a sinking city. That's like already been defined by science.
It'll be interesting to see how Miami fares after all the Delta and all the COVID stuff. But we're going to get to that in a minute. But first, did you watch the opening ceremonies?
No.
So I did.
Okay.
I watched about 45 minutes of it. Pretty boring.
Okay.
I watched was it when
You
it
were
was-
hyping it up, saying Japanese are the most creative people.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I'll
be
be
like-
honest. Beijing and China, that shit was incredible.
That was blockbuster.
Blockbuster. They really came up.
Because the government was behind it.
Yeah.
They didn't want it to show
They're like,
up.
here's $14 billion. Make
Yes.
sure you put the best opening ceremony. I mean, just the stadium, everything. This was so boring. And, obviously we knew viewership was going to be low. Viewership in America was 16.7 million viewers, down 37%, which I kind of knew that was going to happen. But here's what I get.
Staggering numbers.
Here's what I gathered from it. The consumption of content has changed so much because of social media that we as a society cannot sit
And streaming.
we're on demand. It's like when you at your comfort of your home. But the idea of sitting and just watching for hours something is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It is completely ridiculous. It is a real problem on these types of scale of events, opening ceremonies, Oscars, Emmys.
Because think about it. If you are an American person, you want to see Team USA of all sports walk out.
Yeah.
You don't really care when, other countries are coming because you don't even recognize who those athletes are. You recognize the American athletes. And same for even people in America that are from different countries, they want to see their country. You're going to tell them you have to watch 3.5 hours and you don't know when your country's coming, or I don't know if it's alphabetical order or whatever it is, but to sit and wait, no one's going to do that.
Yeah.
You'll just go on HBO Max and watch Mayor of Easttown.
And here's the thing. These numbers that were previous in 2012, 40 million people watched the London opening ceremony.
Forget 2012. I remember when we were growing up,
the whole country watched it.
In the 94, we watched the entire thing.
Yeah.
The Atlanta 94. I remember our parents putting it on, and we just sat there for 4 hours and watched it.
The problem is the universe changed, and now
they need to adapt these events.
Yeah.
Like Emmys, award shows, Oscars, Olympics, no one wants to sit static for 3-4 hours.
Here's the problem. They need to clean slate. Traditions don't matter. Let's just make this the most entertaining thing to watch. For example, you talked about Team USA. In America, that's what we care about.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see Team USA. Even when the competitions are on, if I don't see Team USA, next channel.
Yep.
I sat and watched Friday night. I watched some. Saturday night I watched. I was looking for Team USA. That's where...
96 Olympics. Sorry, I want to correct myself.
Oh,
92 is Barcelona. 96 was Atlanta.
And when you watch the opening ceremony, you got to break tradition. Every country can show the Olympics how they want to.
Yeah, because think about it. Everything has evolved in technology and the way we consume, but these events haven't evolved.
Yeah.
We're trying to replicate what happened in 92.
Yeah.
When you see the Dream Team and Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson and Larry Bird walking out on the track. And that was a monumental moment for America. Guess what? Times have changed.
Yeah. And I think the Olympics, so, continuing on with the Olympics conversation, I was excited about skateboarding. I thought it was a big moment I wanted to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday night, our mom and I watched. She was like, let's watch skateboarding too. So we watched skateboarding. And I recognized some of the names because of Street League, Rob and Brian's skate competition. So I was like, I know Nigel Houston. I've heard all these other dudes' names. And they're all over the world, right? They're from Japan, they're from Brazil, France, all these countries. And they're young, they're cool looking. It was just set up right. The intros are pathetic because no one in the stands. They're waving to empty stands.
Yeah.
During the actual competition, they are wearing AirPods.
Really?
Yes, to get themselves pumped because there's no energy. So 2 things on that. One, they were not wearing AirPod Pros or regular ass AirPods.
That's probably a skate thing. We need drama to...
Yeah, break that down. Second, that means your phone is in your pocket.
Skaters work differently.
Yeah, I mean, they're just rocking their phones.
Yeah, they're in the Olympics with their iPhone in their pocket.
100% they had their iPhone in their pocket. It was nuts. I couldn't believe it. So the competition I was watching, the young man from Japan won it, got the gold. I think Americans got bronze, right?
So
did bronze? Yeah, Jagger Eaton got bronze.
Nigel didn't medal?
Nigel got 6th or 7th.
Wow.
And he was so disappointed. He said, I'm very sorry. Disappointed in my country, my fans. But I enjoyed watching it. Even that, it being skateboarding, you could have reformatted it. You have to redo these competitions. So I watched, I think, the 2,000 meter or however distance women's rowing competition. Okay. It is so fucking long, and long being a few minutes.
Right.
Just sitting there for a few minutes. And I was excited. Like, I thought like it was a close race. And I'm just like, damn, this is too long.
So get back to skateboarding.
Yeah.
Did you see Brian Atlas and Rob's Instagram?
Yes.
So apparently in 2016, Rob Dyrdek texted Brian Atlas, they run Street League, saying, this kid from Japan is a beast. I think he was already in Street League. I forget if he was or wasn't. But he's like, he's going to win the gold medal in 2020.
That's crazy.
And Rob called it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he does what he does.
Yeah.
He knows the sport.
Yeah.
And I remember when Rob had mentioned that like it was going to be in the Olympics and what that's going to do to the sport. I'm curious to see skateboarding culture is very mainstream, but skateboarding itself is still a drop in the bucket compared to other sports.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You know, Michael Phelps dominated 4 Olympics.
Yeah.
I don't think it increased. I didn't want to swim because of Michael Phelps. I just want to watch him.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sure there were some kids that jumped in the pool.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But like we're talking like 5 Olympics ago when he started like bubbling.
Yeah.
I think what also is lacking in this Olympics, I know they're calling it 2020, even though it's 2021, is there's no storylines among the Americans.
Yeah. Because unfortunately, we're not good this year.
Like who am I supposed to tune in? Like
Simone Biles, that's it.
Right?
She's the star.
Because I remember when Phelps was on his run, those Olympics, it was must-see TV. You just tuned in.
Yeah.
You were like, I got to see this 100 meter, 400 meter freestyle, whatever.
That's on NBC. That's on the brands. Why isn't Nike running commercials with all the Olympic athletes, pumping them up?
Yeah.
We don't know who these people are.
I mean, outside of basketball, which I know all the guys, who they lost to France this morning, which is pathetic.
Yeah.
I don't even know slim chances they win the gold.
So our mom wanted to watch the game. It was at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Great timing for Americans. 5 in the freaking morning, going to play Team USA. Figure out a better time. Second, if you want to watch Team USA, you have to have Peacock.
Really?
Peacock streaming, $4.99 a month. So when you go on their website, it goes...
So did you guys watch at 5 in the morning?
I was shockingly awake, but I just refused to spend $4.99 because I knew that they sucked on top of that. I'm like, I'm going to give $4.99. And so my mom's like, we have to get it. Like, we got to watch this. I'm like, they're going to lose. And then by the time we made breakfast, they lost.
So you had it on?
No.
Oh, you didn't even
I was checking the score. I just can't. I couldn't get myself to. Peacock Premium is literally, it says like, get all the NBC stuff, watch the news and Olympics and all this. And then the Peacock Plus is literally men's USA basketball, golf,
That's
some
such
other bullshit.
a stick up. That's such bullshit.
Yeah.
They're like disincentivizing you to watch the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
Like with 0 storylines in the Olympics, who do we know? We know NBA stars. We know Kevin Durant. We know all these guys. We know Simone Biles. So Simone Biles is $4.99 a month?
No, I think they're letting you watch her for free.
Okay.
It's insane.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing that I noticed was I kept saying ROC. And I knew Rockefeller didn't have a team in the Olympics. The Russians, I didn't know this, were completely banned as a country from the Olympics.
Yep.
All of the non-steroid using athletes formed a team together. They're called the Russian Olympic Committee, and they are now participating.
That's
insane.
Crazy. Yes.
What? I mean, it's just, what the fuck is going on?
You know, the only thing I caught from the weekend, I found it on Twitter, is there's this 18-year-old kid. He's a Tunisian swimmer named Ahmed.
I watched him. He's a beast.
Yeah. And no, but I have the video of the family watching it on TV. And that got me all in on this kid.
Yeah.
I hope he's swimming again. I want to watch whatever meet he has. I mean, he crushed.
I actually watched that event.
It was a 400 freestyle.
Yeah. He was fast. But yeah, I mean, it's up to the brands and up to
Yeah, we needed Dan and Dave.
Yeah,
I know
I mean-
we're aging out our audience,
Yeah.
but Dan and Dave in the 92 or 96 Olympics, one of the two.
Yeah, probably 92.
They had 6 months of Nike commercials,
Yeah.
and we all knew who they were, and
Yeah.
it became like must-see TV.
And then one of them didn't make
Yeah, one of them
Olympics.
didn't make it. It's a different
But
story.
yeah, I mean, I don't understand how there's not like that moment. Like, why aren't they spending the money to? It's about individuals. As much as everyone has country pride. By the way, like USA doesn't look good.
Yeah.
We're off to a slow start. Even in women's gymnastic, which we're
Underperformed, right?
yeah, we underperformed on the team competition. India scored a medal. Women's weightlifting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
silver, I think.
So I got texted. There's this ping pong player from San Jose
Okay.
that plays for America.
Okay.
His last name's Kumar.
Oh, wow.
And everyone's telling me he's a carbon copy of me.
Really? We need to find that. We need to look that guy up.
I think it looks like me in high school. Not now.
What I don't understand is India is filled with a lot of dudes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dudes. We can't put together a squad for anything.
Not
The
even
only person that wins is a woman.
like I give up on basketball. That's fine.
Yeah,
We're never
yeah.
gonna do that.
We're gonna get that. Maybe we can get archery.
There should be a tennis player.
Yeah. We should be able to sneak in a tennis player.
Yeah.
Doubles? Mixed doubles?
Mixed doubles. His name's Rajiv Ram. He wins every single one.
Okay.
But he's American.
I'm saying in India,
Yeah.
we should be able to put together. Is cricket in the Olympics?
I don't know.
It's interesting.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's interesting to see what country. I think it's so important for countries to win in the Olympics. I actually think it's so big for your
I
country's
think especially now where like
Yeah.
the world's borders are shut.
Yeah.
Every country's shut
Yeah.
for the most part.
pride. So you
right?
got to have pride.
You gotta have pride because you're not letting other people in.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I know a lot of. I saw a golfer, Bryson Chambreau, tested positive,
No, John Rahm.
and Bryson. What's his name?
Bryson, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a-
not. He.
Oh,
he
I didn't
tested
know
positive.
Bryson tested. I know John Rahm. He's missed out on 2 competitions in
Yeah.
the last 3 months.
Yeah. How did he get it twice? Why don't you get vaccinated, bro?
He claims he's vaccinated.
Wow. Speaking of vaccinations, Florida is surging, and not in a good way. COVID cases are nearing, I think, January levels now.
January 30th levels.
That's insane. So there was 70. The state accounts for 1 in 5 new infections in the United States. There
3
were-
states account for 40% of American infections.
What states?
I believe it's Mississippi and Kansas. I gotta Google it, but keep going.
So in Florida, they're seeing this surge in cases and a surge in hospitalizations. There is no intention by the governor to put any lockdown or any mask mandates, but he is finally being very vocal about vaccination.
So the 3 states, I misspoke, Florida, Texas, and Missouri are 40% of cases. And these are the states that never shut down, no mask mandate, nothing. The Delta variant is so viral
Yeah.
that if you are unvaccinated, you need to come to the conclusion and just accept you're going to get the coronavirus.
Yeah. Or you got to stay home, which you don't want to do.
No, but the people that aren't getting vaccinated are the last people staying home
Yeah.
because they're the anti-shelter in place.
So I think in that case, what happened this weekend with Rolling Loud is going to be crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, I've heard stories in Vegas, the anti-vaxxers that are young getting wiped out in the hospital. Like, this is a serious infection.
I've seen quite a few like friends of friends posting their friends in the hospital. My friend passed. I was like, and the young people,
Yes.
like under 40 years old. So, what's happening in Florida, and unfortunately we are in summer, so everyone's traveling. Do you know how many people from LA, all the artists that performed
Coming
live in
right
LA.
back to LA.
They live in LA. What's going to happen? They're all going to be here next weekend.
So Scott Gottlieb was on the CBS morning show this morning, and I was watching, and he basically
Who's Scott Gottlieb?
he's like one of the chief MDs.
Okay.
Scott Gottlieb was on CBS the morning show saying the viral load of the Delta variant is so intense early on, which is why, compared to the original COVID strain, which is why it's so much more transmissible. So when you get the Delta, you're like multiples of ability to transmit it before you even get symptoms.
Wow.
So you don't even know you're sick.
Yeah.
And you're giving it to like all these different people.
Wow.
So it's like a fast break. It's like
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Showtime.
It's literally 3-on-1. Magic Johnson showtime. Passing Delta left, right. James Worthy's coming down the lane. This thing's so real, and I still don't think anyone's taking it seriously.
So the problem is, let's take
Go for
This
it.
title is just the former United States Commissioner of Food and Drugs.
Okay.
Is his official title.
Got it.
The former title.
And I think the challenge is in Florida, they're clearly not going to make any mandates or any changes. They are encouraging vaccinations. The problem is everyone who wanted to get vaccinated in Florida, California, you pick the state, is already vaccinated. And you hear all these sad stories of people asking to get vaccinated while they're about to be intubated or while they're about to be in the hospital. And it's obviously too late at that point. And I spoke to 2 friends over the weekend that got Delta. And one of them said, I am not trying to be out anymore. I don't want to get no Lambda, no Epsilon, because that's the problem. You can't just go out there with confidence that you're not going to get it again.
And these are vaccinated folks.
These are vaccinated people because they feel there's going to be all these other mutations of it. Can I take that risk? So look, that's their choice. They're going to choose to live their life how they want to. But it's clearly having an impact on the way people are operating, right? There's a part of society that is a little scared now. I mean, I'm definitely not the same gung-ho as I was 2 weeks ago.
Right. Well, what's the upside?
Yeah.
Like, you can go to dinners and, stay relatively safe.
Right.
The vaccine still works. Let's make that very clear.
Yeah.
The vaccine works.
Yeah.
But you don't want to get it.
Yeah.
And from the people that we know that are getting it, it's like so much overexposure.
Yeah.
Like clubs, then like
Vegas.
party, Vegas. Like, we pushed it to the limit in Vegas, but like, had we done 3 more nights in Vegas, we probably would have gotten it.
Wow.
Don't you think? I feel like this is just conjecture. It's like, how much you get exposed to it, you're more likely to get it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely the case. And, I've everyone, even the governor of Florida even said, look, the hospitals are not filled with vaccinated people. There's no vaccinated people in the hospital.
That's important to know.
So it does mitigate.
Yeah, you don't die.
You don't die. And
especially if you're young and relatively healthy, if you're vaccinated, you're not going to die.
Yeah. And I think that should mean something for a lot of people. But, it unfortunately doesn't resonate with a lot of people still because there's still so many people posting nonsense about vaccinations.
I think the athletes are doing a terrible job. Dak Prescott did a press conference, which I thought was embarrassing. He just wouldn't say whether he was vaccinated or not. And he became a hero in his comments. Yeah. Like, good for you, Dak. Good for you, Dak.
Everyone's like, you shouldn't have to share. Why? You have to share all your other vaccinations.
Not only that, you have to share your injury report every fucking week when you play in the NFL.
I didn't realize football players are going to be so on their high horse about vaccination, given what they do for a profession.
And given the drugs they take to enable them to play.
Yeah.
We know a football player that was an All-American in college that played 1 season in the NFL. 1 season.
Yeah.
He needs an epidural periodically to get out of bed.
Yeah.
An epidural. That's what they give to women who are delivering birth, which is the most painful thing on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
And he can't even get out of bed without an epidural. And these guys are afraid of vaccines?
And what's interesting is the NFL is not fucking around.
Nope. The shield.
If you don't get vaccinated or you get people sick, you can't work. And so coaches effectively are out of work.
Yes.
Right, if you don't want to get vaccinated. So several coaches have declined to play to participate in the season. I'm pretty sure in like 6 months I could be an NFL assistant coach at the pace it's going.
Just because people are dropping out?
Dropping out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NFL players, of all the sports, they're the only ones that are so high horse of the vaccine. I don't get it.
I don't know about NBA.
Well, the NBA didn't have those fines and restrictions.
Yes.
So maybe if the NBA had said, hey, we're not giving up our revenue if you're not. I mean, because think about it. If stars aren't playing, no one watches.
Yeah. I don't know what the deals in the NBA with that. Who knows?
I'm sure privately there. I mean, I don't think if the NBA had instituted fines, I'm sure you would have got the same backlash from the same way the NFL players did.
Yeah, and I think, you're looking at a lot of different industries where people are now slowly mandating vaccinations because they don't want to hurt their business. NFL ain't fucking around.
This is a sport. Let's be clear. On a weekly basis, we see a guy get hit and we're like, is he dead?
Yeah.
Like is he moving? Are his limbs moving?
Yeah.
And these guys are scared to get the vaccine?
Yeah.
Like every play, you have risk of paralysis.
But not the vaccine.
Not the vaccine.
And the problem is like the few players that are out there being vocal about it, they're just incorrectly speaking.
Oh, yeah. They have no idea what they're talking about.
If you're saying it, because I'd rather you say, I'm doing it for religious reasons. I've never taken a vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Never, ever. There are people out there that do that. Never have taken a vaccination. That's fine. But you can't, I saw, the memes are so good. You'll go eat McDonald's, but you won't take the vaccination.
Yeah.
You'll go do drugs, but you won't take the vaccination. You'll go do this, but you won't do the vaccination.
But the alt-right's loving it. Clay Travis is loving that these players are standing up against vaccines.
Yeah.
It's very fascinating.
It's great. It's great for division in the country. That's great. Because now, we get another whole group of people that get to be divided against each other. And some people that are now united.
Yeah. So you basically have, the same people that were, stand up for the flag are defending DeAndre Hopkins for not getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
That's the funny part.
Yeah. That just shows you no one actually gives a shit about anything.
No, no one gives a shit.
It's a joke and it's sad, and people are now I don't know. I mean, the division's just going to continue to grow. And there was a video that happened over the weekend. I don't know if you saw. This guy, Dan Bailey, somewhere in the Midwest, I think this...
I saw it, yeah.
Yeah.
In Montana, he was fly fishing.
Fly fishing in Montana. His buddy or someone starts videotaping this guy, Dan Bailey, walk up to Tucker Carlson and just lay into him.
Yep.
Saying you're killing people with your misinformation on vaccine. You're a fascist. You're this. You're that.
He's like, you're literally murdering people.
Literally murdering people.
And then Tucker Carlson, I'm surprised it didn't escalate. He put hands on him.
Yeah.
He touched his chest.
Yeah.
If that dude had swung on Tucker, he was honestly in the right.
Yeah. And so that video gets posted. I saw it early when the video got posted. And by this morning, it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's got picked up by everything. And I mean, go read those comments too. It's really interesting. A ton of people supporting the guy for attacking Tucker Carlson. A ton of other people saying, just shoot the guy. It's just madness.
And the funny part about it is if you saw the makeup of the guy, wow. When I saw this video, this dude had 1,000 followers. He has 8,500 followers now. That video has 19,000 views. If you saw him, not to stereotype, you wouldn't think that's the guy that's going to go after
Tucker Carlson. So then...
He's like a big, burly white dude.
Yeah. Bearded.
Sorry, go ahead.
What's interesting is, so I started clicking on his name on Twitter. I want to see what this is what the internet has put together. This is not my opinion or any of my facts. This is what I read. Someone said he works at something called I forgot, the Asia Foundation. And then they put a connection between the Asia Foundation and the CIA.
Oh my God.
And said this guy is a CIA guy that purposely went up to Tucker Carlson to create this hysteria. I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking exhausting.
I thought the best part about the video is that if you see Tucker's reaction, you can clearly tell
afraid.
He doesn't believe what he even says.
Yeah.
He knows it's all an act.
Yeah.
It's very clear. He's just he laughed.
Yeah.
He literally laughed. He's
Yeah.
like, you're killing people. He goes, haha.
Yeah.
He knows he's just playing for ratings. How stupid are these people that listen to Tucker?
Pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Especially if you didn't get vaccinated.
Yeah.
If you watch him for entertainment reasons or whatever, fine. But if you didn't get vaccinated, that's on
Do
you.
you remember he had a down the middle show probably 20 years ago on CNN with James Carville?
Yeah.
And that was actually a great show.
Well,
and he played
But he didn't make that money.
Exactly. He just played the Republican guy, but it was moderate Republican, and Carville was the left Democrat,
Yeah.
and they would just argue.
Yeah, but that doesn't...
It's called Crossfire.
Yes,
Crossfire, right?
Crossfire.
That's not good for ratings.
No.
You have to be extreme.
I saw a clip where he said marijuana is the reason for these mass shootings.
That's a good one.
Good clip, right?
Yeah. This guy knows how to clip. He even killed TikTok.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson is meant
Be
for
on
TikTok.
fire.
And the other thing that's now coming out is that Fox News could potentially be sued for anti-vax statements because those vax statements may have caused deaths because people did not get vaccinated because they heard it on Fox News. That's a really, really tough one to actually execute.
Yeah.
But maybe the threat changes their tune.
I don't know. You see the Glenn Greenwald's going ape shit over this.
No, I didn't see it. What did they say?
They're basically saying, like, you can't do this. You can't sue networks for disinformation. Look at all the stuff the left has said on these certain issues. You're picking and choosing. That's like the libertarian viewpoint.
Yeah, well, he's very libertarian.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how the next couple of weeks. I'm really curious to see, do vaccinations pick up the next couple of weeks? What would you guess? Yes or no?
Marginally.
So
Like
less
a couple
5%.
points.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be this wave. I mean, just the people we know that aren't getting vaccinated, they're just not.
Even after getting Delta, they won't get it.
No. Unless they had a really bad. Let's see after Rolling Loud, because that's all young people that are going to come back to LA. A decent portion of them are going to get very sick.
Yeah.
Maybe that changes.
Yeah, I don't know what if the fear of getting sick is not going to get you vaccinated, then it'll, you know, I was having a conversation with someone about this, like, you know, about mandatory if they get to that point, if businesses and everyone's like, man, there's going to be shooting in the streets if they
We're going to get to it. I have no doubt in my mind with the way this thing is mutating that we have no other choice because the cost benefit is people clogging up the hospitals for no reason, taking away resources, and business is shutting down.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, now that crypto's back, you saw crypto's back, right?
It's always back.
Well, now
It's
it feels
never
like
gone.
It feels like it's roaring, fresh off
It's just for paper hands.
Ethereum conference in Paris, right? Paris, where our good friends from Ledger are based, and it just felt like there was this big moment on stage there with Vitalik, Elon Musk, that I think re-energized the crypto market. And no better place to store your crypto than Ledger. And now with Ledger Live, you can buy, exchange, and grow your crypto all in one app. They're really trying to make a big play here. It's pretty easy to manage your crypto here, exchange one crypto to another, and stake and lend. And of course, the main reason, industry-leading security with Ledger wallets. Head over to ledger.com. And you know what? Because I've gotten a lot of Cathys that have asked, that have purchased the Ledger, and they want to make sure that they're using it right. We're going to create some content. I think a TikTok, Jason.
TikTok, perfect.
We're going to show people how to properly use it because a lot of people that I've spoken to have a lot of money, and they want to make sure they do it right and in a safely secure way. Maybe we'll have Ian come on and do a visual also.
Okay.
But head over to ledger.com. Incredible place to start your cryptocurrency journey. All right, let's do our quick weekly China check-in. So during none of this is meant for TikTok, obviously, because we don't want to go against the people. China during the opening ceremony criticized NBC because when they showed the map of China, they did not include Taiwan and the South China Sea as their domain. And they legit are mad and said the Chinese consulate in New York said the display hurt the dignity and emotions of the Chinese people. I don't think they give a fuck, personally.
The people don't care, but the government does.
Yes. Because if you're watching at home, you're like, hey, where's Taiwan?
I mean, we saw John Cena.
Yeah. He respects it.
He respects it now. He didn't, and then got told real quickly.
Yeah. So I wonder if that has any repercussions on NBC.
NBC will change the map.
You think so?
Yeah.
When China wins their next medal,
the
this
map will
is
be
China.
changed. Yeah.
We might even throw in a few more countries.
Well, because the U.S. doesn't recognize Taiwan.
Yeah.
The United States government.
Wow. Poor Taiwan.
Great country. Not for TikTok. I've been to Taipei. It's fun.
And then the other crazy thing is China orders Tencent to give up exclusive music licensing as crackdowns continue. So they went to Tencent, who has spent bazillions of dollars on licensing music for all their games and all their platforms, and said no. And Tencent apologized.
You have to. These are all, I mean, this is becoming like Soviet Russia, where it's just like state-sponsored companies.
Yeah.
They find these young entrepreneurs and they just take over the businesses.
Hey, if you get rich in the process.
Yeah, but you might go to jail. Who knows what was Jack Ma allowed to leave the country now? Probably not.
No, he can't leave. Well, you should just spoke up. Yeah, keep your mouth shut, Jack.
But all these guys, you're talking about every big tech CEO in China has been sidelined. Are they allowed to leave? Are they allowed to go to Mykonos? Are they allowed to do anything?
Depends who. Depends what you've been saying.
I mean, it wasn't even about what they were saying. They just thought the businesses got too powerful. Jack was the one that got criticized for what he said.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, are they allowed to take their private jet? They're all billionaires, let's be clear. And go to London for the week.
Maybe with the chaperone.
Yeah. A Chinese agent has to come with them.
Maybe 10.
Right?
One's not enough.
Because they want to make sure they don't go defect and then start speaking out against the Chinese government.
Yeah.
It's
interesting stuff.
Yes.
Speaking of billions, this week is actually very big for the stock market. Apple, Amazon, Tesla, all are reporting results. So stock market last week, fresh off of concerns of inflation, Delta, you name it, hit record highs.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. The dip and rip is real.
The dip and rip is real. Every single one of these companies will have blowout earnings.
Yes.
Right?
Why not? I mean, Apple, Amazon. No,
I mean, Apple, they're going to say a bazillion AirPods, a bazillion iPhones, a bazillion subscriptions, a bazillion of that stupid magnet or tile, whatever the hell they launched.
Yeah.
Everything's a bazillion.
A bazillion. They're booming. Amazon, we know, is crushing. Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you check these stocks, like Amazon and Google and Facebook. They're all just surging like out of control highs. And the one I think that the most interesting is Snapchat.
Yep.
Snapchat released earnings this week. Market cap is now $123 billion for Snapchat.
Shout out to Evan Spiegel. We have talked about what is Snap going to do probably 2 years ago. And the company started trading at around $3 billion. And now they've 40x'd.
40x in a few years.
Yes.
2017, company went public. The stock then dipped. And they added 13 million daily users during the second quarter. This is post-pandemic.
Yeah, this
This
real.
isn't like
Snap's
oh yeah,
on
everyone's
fire.
locked down.
There's an email that went viral that got leaked of Zuck emailing. So Facebook offered $3 billion for Snapchat, and they turned it down. Before that offer got turned down, and everyone said Evan's stupid for turning it down because Facebook stock hasn't 40x since that. Even if he got all stock, he still made out with this run up in the stock. There's an email from Zuck to Evan Spiegel. Zuck saying, "Hey, would love to catch up. Love what you're doing. Next time you're in town, swing by HQ and da-da-da." And then...
Well, he also said, let's go for a walk.
Is that what is in there?
Yeah. Why the fuck would Evan want to go for a walk?
And then Evan said, "Yeah, I'll let you know next time I'm up there."
Yeah.
And the running joke is like, Mark, you should have just flown down.
You should have flown down. And one guy on Twitter wrote, who the fuck wants to go for a walk? Take this guy, get him drunk, get him some lap dances, and close the deal, Mark.
Evan seems more of that speed.
Yes. I mean, he's a young dude living in Santa Monica with the Victoria's Secret model as a girlfriend at the time, probably.
I think it was even before then. So you could have really turned it
God.
up. Oh yeah, this is way before. Miranda Kerr came after the $3 billion offer. Because Miranda Kerr came after the company went public.
Oh, okay. Smart. But I mean, this is an unbelievable story. Snapchat has 293 million daily active users. Twitter has 206 million.
So we have 3 young guys in the office. Do you guys all use Snap?
Jason?
Jason says yes. Tim says no.
Not as much as I used to, but yeah.
And-
But use it.
Yeah, every now
Use
and
it?
again.
All for messaging.
Yes, just messaging friends.
So instead of text messaging, you'll default to Snap and DM.
It's like a more casual conversation if you just Snapchat someone.
So walk me through what makes you iMessage, DM on Instagram via Snapchat DM.
Snap disappears.
Is that all the reason?
It disappears, but I feel like just the actual nature of the conversation is very casual. Where like I can send a snap to my friend when I wake up, and like I won't even feel like they are obligated to respond. And if they respond later in the day, that's great. If they don't,
What are you
whatever.
snapping when you wake up?
No, it's just an example.
Dick.
No, just an example.
They're not obligated to respond.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
Oh my God.
No, I mean, I always knew there was a cohort of people that never left Snap because of the messaging.
Yeah.
But do you consume like all their produced content?
No, not at all.
Someone does. They keep making
They
it.
have a partnership with, I think, HBO to launch series.
Wow.
So they're going to like launch Game of Thrones on Snapchat, the old episodes.
What, like a minute at a time?
I don't know. I think
Who's going to sit and watch an hour show on Snapchat?
I would love if they just did the hour of Game of Thrones, give me the 2-minute.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure the opening ceremonies on Snapchat were great.
Yes.
Got the whole thing. The other thing I think I'm actually really bullish about with Snapchat are their AR lenses. I think they're going to figure that out. Like I know Oculus is out there making their move. Google tried it with Google Glass. I know they have some new versions I'm sure they're trying to come out with. But Snapchat's always been so laser focused on that. I think that's a big, big deal. Because if they actually make a wearable lens that like people want to wear and partner with the right brands and make it look cool and it's functional, I think there's a huge use case for them to be in the hardware business also.
Hey, I'm not doubting Evan. He's going to figure it out.
Man, Evan's a goat.
This is gonna sound really stupid to you guys, but like sometimes I'll even send snaps, or my friends will send me snaps, and it'll just be like a selfie, like just a picture of our face, like just a picture of like what we're doing and whatever. Just, like, whenever we open the app, we'll just like
To like
reply
other
to each other.
dudes or like girls?
Mainly girls for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it would just be weird like if you sent me a picture of your face.
No, it's mainly girls. My
Okay.
best friends consists of like 8 girls, and like one guy was my homie.
And you sent him
Not all of them.
a selfie.
No, not
So
really.
how many selfies have you sent today?
None. I haven't talked to anyone on Snapchat
It's
today.
1:46. But if I asked you this question at 10 p.m., 3 selfies?
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
And what do they respond with? These
Well,
women?
not just selfies, but it's hard to explain. Like it's very hard.
I want to know what the
articulate.
dynamic is. Because it took me a while, but I understand TikTok
Right.
as an old guy. Like I figured out like
Well,
why
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's what it
I'm
is.
still getting the selfie.
So, for example, a girl, my friend from SF, sends me. She went shopping. She'll send me a picture of like her haul or whatever. Be like, oh, like just got this. And I'm like, oh, like, I don't know. I'll just send a snap back and be like, oh, it looks cool. And then she'll reply with like, maybe she went to her car and now she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go pick up this. I'll be like, oh, okay, like whatever. Or I might not reply for 3 hours and be like, I just got caught up. For example, yesterday.
Oh my God.
Yesterday I
This
went
is
home.
horrendous.
Look, I went home from the event, the Grand Running Club race, right?
Yeah.
I get home, I shower.
Shirt
and-
off, snap.
No, not shirt off. Shirt on. I get out, I go back to the kitchen, and I have some of the leftover beverages that we had from the event. So I took a snap real quick and I was like, got some leftovers from the event, sent it to like 3 friends, and they were like,
Oh, I want to come over.
no, they're just like, oh, like that's sick, like, you know, like or like they asked a question about it and kind of just explained it to them. And then either the conversation dies off or she'll be like, oh, like I'm doing this now, like whatever. But it's just very casual. Like
So it's like daily journaling.
kind of, yeah. It's like daily journaling with your friends.
Okay.
But you don't feel comfortable doing that on text message.
No, because in text message, it's all because the photo aspect of it is like kind of adds that journaling, like, oh, you can actually see what's going on in my life. And the
You
text
can send a picture in text.
yeah,
you know
but
that,
it's
right?
just weird. It's just different because the text messages is more like instant communication. Like I need to tell you something, and I need you to tell me something back. I need to have a conversation with you. Like actually, Snapchat's more like
whenever you get
casual.
around to it.
Yeah, whenever you get around to it, this is what's going on. Da.
Interesting.
Daily journaling for friend circles. So
It sounds like a lot of work. I don't
Think
want to do
about
a
it.
daily
We're-
journal.
I don't participate in it as nearly as much as I used to.
So
like,
we're
at all.
the like technically old guys now that use technology.
I mean,
often.
we're dead.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
but we use our phone 24/7.
Yeah,
like-
but we're
So
using
what would
like,
we do in our group chat that would be on Snap?
I think
like
your use of Instagram stories and close friend stories
I don't do
specifically,
close friends.
that is the use case.
Yeah.
I mean, we say
For
some
Snapchat.
very inappropriate stuff that can't be shared with anyone, but it's just in our iMessage.
Yeah.
It's like your Instagram story that you only want to send to your friends that you like because you don't want everybody to see it. And you just like don't care about other people's opinions. You just want these people to see
But why
it.
don't you do close friends
Uh-huh.
on Instagram? Why do you have to go on Snapchat?
You're just not all my close friends, D.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying. Let's say those 8 girls you're, wooing right now.
I'm not.
Okay,
They're
those 8
homies.
girls.
They're homies.
Why don't you just have a close friends with those 8 girls, and you can do the same thing on Instagram? I don't understand why you're going to Snapchat to do the same shit.
I think it's maybe part of it is just not as genuine. Like if it's a story, you just click on it and people reply to it, but it's just a different feel to it. And it's hard to explain like how that translates to.
It's not being sent to you. It's just being posted.
Yeah, it's not as
and you're a
personal,
part
I
of
guess.
it.
Or it's not like as a, like, oh,
But
I
it's
want
probably
you
the same
to
use
see
case.
this.
I mean,
type
can
of
you
thing.
imagine if Zuck got Snap?
Yeah.
It's like a
Holy
big-
shit.
A big
Yeah.
thing on Snapchat are like streaks, which I don't have any anymore. But like when I was younger, I did. And you would have a streak with the person, and a little fire emoji would pop up with the number. And people would get like really high ones, like 2 years, it go up to like 700.
Well,
where
because you talked every day.
if you Snapchat once, you send one and you get one from that same person per day, that counts as a streak. So people would like literally have like 20 streaks with like 20 other people, and just like it would build up hype on that as well.
All right.
Just for the record, I have 0.
You have 0
I have
streaks.
0 streaks.
Oh man.
Snapchat, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
I can't believe it. $123 billion company. I mean,
And-
it really.
And it's LA homegrown, so shout out to LA Tech.
Yeah, I mean, is that the biggest company in LA? Is Disney considered LA?
Yeah, Disney's Burbank.
Yeah, that's bigger. Disney's bigger.
But yeah,
It's not bad.
Evan,
Biggest
against
tech-
all odds. And the most impressive part about it is he did it as a public company, because you
Yeah.
see private companies go through these like troughs and peaks and then figure it out. But when the wolves are out in the public markets, and he went from 3 billion to 123 billion in like 2 years,
Yeah. That's insane.
3 years, whatever.
Insane.
40x. You don't need to be a VC investor. It's all available in the public markets.
Yeah, I mean, what VCs are going 40x?
very few.
Very few. Okay, on to the last story, which is kind of shocking. I read an article today that said the hard seltzer craze has come to an end. Boston Beer, the creator of Truly Hard Seltzer, has said the popularity of the low-calorie drink has faded. The hard seltzer category and overall beer industry were softer than we'd anticipated. There's too many new brands, consumer confusion, and fewer people are now trying. The shares plummeted 25% on Friday of Boston Beer, signaling that the growth is over in this category. What do you think it is?
So it hasn't slowed in my household.
You're a seltzer,
I'm a seltzer guy.
but what brands are you buying?
I'm White Claw exclusive.
Okay. And you're not trying new brands.
I've tried and I don't like them.
Okay.
I tried Topo Chico and most people think that's the best one. I didn't like it.
Topo Chico, I've never had the alcohol, but as a seltzer water, it's fucking incredible.
Everyone loves it.
I'll tell you my theory. Country reopened, you ain't having a seltzer at a bar or a restaurant.
Sure.
Most bars and restaurants aren't carrying it in Los Angeles. I'm sure there are places around the country that do carry it. But in LA, if you walked up to the Shore Bar in Santa Monica, I don't think you can grab a White Claw. I could be wrong. And I don't think you want to.
I think you don't want to.
You don't want
Because you're
to.
not conditioned to do that. And that makes sense because during quarantine when you're stuck and everything's closed, you're fine opening a seltzer at 2 p.m.
It's okay. That's what you did. You're not
Yeah,
fine.
it's 2 p.m. Is it afternoon?
It's 2 o'clock somewhere.
No, but you don't get that drunk off of it.
Yeah, I mean, the low
beauty.
alcohol content obviously helps.
It's just like it's a beverage that made you feel like you're doing something fun
Yeah.
without actually getting drunk.
Yeah.
That was the like beauty of seltzers during quarantine.
Yeah.
Because you could drink it and not get that drunk. But if you start drinking vodka sodas at 2 p.m., you're going to be asleep by 6.
Yeah. I'm interested to see, like, it obviously felt overcrowded, the space, the last 6 months, a year. But then the Nelk Boys launched theirs, and I heard you can't get it anywhere. It's sold out all over the country. But that's also brilliant marketing. So I guess
Is the overall share down or just every brand suffering because there's so many options?
I mean the overall share compared like the
imagine,
category.
the category, because I know there's 100 brands.
I think the overall category can't be down. I'm sure it's increased. There's just too much competition.
And there's now kombucha, hard kombucha, which is like the healthy version of like getting alcohol.
I think that's very LA.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But if you go to like a Ralph's, it's all there on the shelves.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're adding all of those people and all the different versions of seltzer-driven alcohol is just...
So let's assume there has been a dip in the overall craze of hard seltzer. What are they transitioning to? You're just saying they're not home drinking seltzers. They're out having a beer. They're out getting a Casamigos.
I think they're... when you go to a bar, you're probably ordering a beer or a cocktail. Or a glass of wine. I don't think seltzer doesn't feel natural.
So you think seltzer is like a house party drink?
Yeah. Seltzer is what you drink at 2 p.m., like you said.
Yeah.
And seltzer feels to me like a daytime drink. Like a Saturday afternoon at the beach.
Yes.
I don't think at night I'd want to drink a seltzer.
It's still refreshing. I don't know.
Do your friends seltzer up, Jason?
Yeah, they're big on seltzers. But, college-age kids are big on anything.
Anything they can get their hands on for cheap.
So do you think the Nelk Boys can get an exit?
Yeah, I think that exit's going to be blockbuster. I think
they should sell soon.
Yeah, I think they will. I mean, I think they can. It looks like, if I'm Anheuser-Busch, that you can launch a beer, you can launch everything off them.
Right.
They're so big. You got to keep them engaged, though. So we'll see. I'm interested to see how the whole market, but I do think a lot of it has to do with the country just reopening.
That's fair. I think it's a home drink.
Yeah. You're just not drinking at home like you did a year ago. All right. That's all we have right now. I think do we have shout outs?
Yeah, we actually have one. It's for Haley Stevenson.
Okay.
This is actually from her friend Kinsley. She said, "Hi, y'all. It's the love of my life's birthday today. And all she talks about is this podcast. I just found out about a shout out, and I know she would love nothing more than to have you guys mention her. She's bold, smart, and just an amazing woman who happens to listen every single episode and has been since you started. I wish you could understand how deserving she is of so much more than this shout out. She's a great role model for my kids, a huge advocate for so many undeserved communities, and a beautiful soul. Please help me make Haley's birthday super special." So happy birthday, Haley.
Happy birthday, Haley. Wow, what a
Haley.
shout out, man. I hope my wife gives me a shout out like that. My birthday.
One can only hope.
And, her name's Haley, which is a great name. That's my wife's name as well. Happy birthday. Enjoy that.
Shout out Haley. Shout out Kinsley.
We do have a contest.
We have a contest.
We have an event. If you're in Los Angeles, My High is throwing an event. They're allowing one person?
One person with a +1.
One person with a +1 to a private event. So if you want to enter this incredible event in the Hollywood Hills on July 31st, got a great name for the event called Pot Girl Summer. It's from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's a long party. You get on the group chat feed tomorrow, tag a friend, follow @GetMyHigh, like the post, and on both channels, and we'll pick a winner, hopefully, I don't know, tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, sometime soon.
Sometime in the next 48 hours, and you get invited to go to the event. Sounds fun. And all we ask you, if you do go, capture some content and tell us about how the event went. So if you're interested, head over to our Instagram and you live in LA, you want to hit the hills for Pot Girl Summer, go for it.
Do you think they have nap pods? If you're there from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah, you might need to rest. You might need to rest. Rest Girl Summer. But yeah, two lucky Kathys get to head off to that event. And I think that's all we have today.
That's it.
Yep. All right, guys. We will see you on Tuesday.